Hey guys, how's it going? Today I'm going to be bringing you a DMR versus GPR rifle. If you're not familiar with the terms, DMR is designated Marksman rifle, GPR is a general purpose rifle. I'm going to give you two disclaimers real quick. First one is all my videos are one take. If I make a mistake, go ahead and let me know down in the comments. I'm not an expert in this situation or field. I'm more of one of those guys who I have a broad knowledge, and I like to give that knowledge to you guys. Now, if I make a mistake, you guys might have training from someone else who gave you different information. Let me know down in the comments so I can put it in the description, or I can make a video on that information later on and try and give you guys more knowledgeable information. So there's plenty of trainers out there who give you different information. I've gotten mine from multiple sources, so it's one of those things that I like to know what you guys learn so I can give that to other people. Also, second disclaimer right here is I have COVID, so I'm making this video just because I'm stuck in my house right now. So if you hear me stuttering, you hear me making just slow pauses and stuff, that's me trying to catch my breath. Literally, I'm running on energy drinks. I'm pretty exhausted, so I just like making these videos definitely when I'm cooped up. So starting off the video, I'm going to give you my two rifles that I have for my general purpose and my DMR that meet those qualifications. And then I'm going to give you a couple explanations on why I have that rifle, and then for the DMR, and why I have that rifle for the GPR, and then just different reasonings or different purposes for them. And then I'm going to give you guys just more of a breakdown on what you guys could do for your builds, or your what you should choose for when you're building one. That being said, I'm going to introduce the two rifles. I'm going to give you a breakdown of the two. So this is my SCAR 17, bolts locked back. It is clear. With the SCAR 17, I do have it tricked down to what I like. This is not a stock rifle, as you can tell. I'm going to go down just from the rifle. I have a Magpul bipod, Magpul foregrip, kinetic development rail. I have a Geisley trigger, upgraded charging handle on here. I got a Vortex Razor 1-10, and I also have an American Defense mount. And then other than that, I think it's pretty much it. And I got a Magpul pistol grip. There we go. That's it. So this is a 7.62 by 51 round. This is obviously my DMR build. This is one of my favorite rifles I own. This is the one that I pretty much kitted out without a budget, just kind of went all out on it. Very happy with the way it turned out. So that's my DMR. This is my GPR. There we go. So bolts locked back. Now, with this guy, my GPR, it's very plain to me. This is just a very simple rifle. You got a red dot, you got a flashlight, you got some flip-up iron sights, and then you have a grip up front. So very simple. Breakdown is a Magpul polymer sights. You got just a Olight Odin, Trichicon MRO, and the Daniels Defense grip. So super simple. Nothing crazy. This is a SIG MCX. This is a 5.56. Very nice rifle, very comfortable. Highly recommend these if you could find them. Got this guy pre-COVID, was a steal, so I'm very happy with the way it turned out. Now, what I'm going to tell you guys is there's a couple different qualifications in my mind for a GPR and a DMR. GPR is going to be more of those 25 to 250 yard engagements. The reason I say that is I'm using a 1x optic, meaning that it's just a pretty basic green dot in here. And with that, I'm comfortable making a shot up to 250 yards accurately. Anything beyond that, I'm not comfortable making those shots. So I'm not really going to get into those engagements. I'm going to wait until we get to a closer encounter, and I'm going to make those shots when I can. So a general purpose rifle to me is one of those rifles that you can engage a target within 25 and 250 yards. And it also has, in my mind, it has to be a lighter weight build to where you can close that gap in that engagement. So if you're at 350 yards, you can close that 100 yards in a couple seconds to make those more accurate shots. So this guy weighing in at 7.5, 8 pounds, I'm able to do that. I have no problems. I'm able to move with this rifle very comfortably. It's not too heavy to where I'm able to move quickly. I'm able to maneuver this rifle for close and long range, or those mid-range 250 yard shots. So that being said, very good rifle, very good optic on here, very comfortable making those shots. So my big points on here are going to be get a caliber that can make those 250-yard shots accurately, get a rifle that can make those shots, and then get a rifle that you can actually move around with and you're comfortable with from close to mid-range. That makes a GPR in my mind. These are loosely fitted terms. GPRs really don't have a designation in anything. This is just what the gun industry says for a general purpose rifle. So that's where I stand by on it. Is going to be one of those rifles that you can use mid-range to close range encounters. A better explanation would be a patrol rifle. Patrol rifles for officers are one of those ones that they may have to make those 200-yard shots in those situations, but most of those shots are going to be within the closer ranges of maybe 20, 15 yards, something of those situations. Nothing really crazy, but they are capable of making those shots. So that's a good explanation on what a general purpose rifle would be, is more of the patrol rifle. So that breaks down the GPR. Going into a DMR build. DMR, the designated marksman rifle. The purpose behind this rifle right here, I can say, would be more of making those shots from 200 all the way out to almost 800 yards is where I would be comfortable. I would probably say I'm more comfortable about 700 yards. Now, when building out a DMR for the purposes of a DMR, the SCAR 17 was built for SOCOM in the idea of a DMR. It was not built to be close range. It was not really built to be that battle rifle going in, into close quarters combat. When this was built, it was built more of the idea of replacing a just a DMR at the time. I'm trying to think. It was the SR-25 would be more of like the DMR kind of back then. So with this being built, it is a semi-automatic 308. Being semi-automatic for me is really important for a DMR. DMR, you may have multiple enemies or hostiles or whatever term you want to say, multiple targets at a 200, 300 yard range that you might have to, take those shots. Using a bolt action at 300 yards is one of those things plenty capable of. It's more of on the point though, is using a bolt action, those follow-up shots are going to take a lot longer. So you might need to get a semi-automatic to make those shots a lot quicker, take out those targets a lot quicker. Now, one thing I will say with the DMR that's pretty important in my idea, being able to have a bipod on here to take those prone shots, or be able to set up on a desk or table or wall or whatever it is to where you're able to set up to take those precision shots if you had to take those. I know that this rifle is accurate at 200, 300, 400 yards to where I can make those more precision shots if I had to make them very comfortably. Another thing is getting a really good optic on a DMR is very important. If you're running a entry-level optic and expecting to make those 700-yard shots out of a basic, even if you put that on the SCAR, it will be a little bit more difficult if you're running a 1x6, 1x4 optic, and it's just not clear. It's going to make it a little bit more difficult to make those precision shots. The DMR is supposed to be kind of built to be in between a GPR. So it's supposed to fit right before the GPR kind of loses its capability. It's where the DMR is supposed to come in. The DMR is supposed to meet kind of what a recce build would be. And then it's supposed to meet from that area to where an SPR would take over, and then a actual precision rifle. Now, SPR, if you're not familiar with the term, it's a special purpose rifle that is built with a higher magnification optic. It's built to be more capable out to a further distance. So getting back on the topic, the reason I chose this rifle to be my DMR, and I'm going to put it down because I'm going to show you guys a couple things. These are the calibers. So this is my GPR, it's a 5.56. This is my DMR. This is 7.62 by 51. This is a very capable round out to 600, 700, 800, 900 yards. It can make those shots and it can bring down a target at that range. The 5.56 at 700 yards, there are plenty, and I mean plenty of stories of people living, getting shot by 5.56 within 300, 400 yards and living. And, it's really one of those things, in and out wounds. It's able to push through. Now, one of the things I will say that's more deadly with this round is the tumbling factor in it. With the tumbling factor, when this round hits a target out at that range, the bullet will tumble in their body, creating a pretty nasty wound cavity, but it's actually not supposed to do that. It's not why they built the round. It's just losing its velocity and its stopping power at that range. That's why it's tumbling. So, that being said, I need to take a drink real quick. That being said, 7.62 by 51 is a very capable round. It's very stable at those ranges. It has no problems. This has been used in the military for a long time. I'll give you guys a quick story and then I'm going to sum up the video. So I was with one of my buddies, he's in the military. His dad was former SAS, and when he was deployed into Southeast Asia, he was the M16 was phasing out a lot of the rifles, and they were trying to when he was being issued his rifle, he chose to go with the FAL for that situation in that area because the 5.56 was not being very capable in that environment. It was more of ricocheting off of a lot of the brush in the jungle, and he chose to go with the 7.62 by 51 FAL. One of the reasons behind me choosing this rifle down here in Florida is because we have a lot of brush. We have a lot of greenery. We're a very tropical climate, and you may have to make those shots in that environment. You have to make those shots pushing through that brush. This is also my hog rifle, so if I'm going hog hunting and there's some vines, there's some greenery, I want to be able to shoot through that, push through with no problem, still bring down that hog. So that's kind of one of the reasons I chose to go with this rifle. I will say personally, if I had to make a choice and pick one rifle to really go with, just for my environment and everything, I'd go with this guy because I'm able to bring down that bigger game and make those. I could use this close range if I wanted to. Am I going to be the quickest and the best with it? No. But I know I could make shots within 25 yards. I can make shots within 5 yards with it. But the reasoning behind this is built to be the 200 to 700 yard rifle. Now, this guy is a go-to rifle for me right now. If, say, shit hits the fan and I had to get out of town, this would be one of the rifles I'd grab if something happened and I needed to go and a firefight broke out or something like that. This would be one of the rifles I chose because I have that ammo capacity. I'm able to move with it. I'm very comfortable with it. I'm very capable with this rifle. I have no issues with this rifle, this build, anything. And I know this is a very reliable build. So sum everything up. DMR, it's built to be that 200 to 700 yard rifle. You can go past that if you wanted to, but it's personal opinion, it's personal preference, and it's going to be one of those things that's personal training. So if you're trained for it, you're able to, you can go for it beyond that distance. GPR is more built between the 25 to 250 yard engagement. And that's where I'm comfortable with it. I've trained with it within that area. So I'm very comfortable with my general purpose rifle within that distance. Also, the weight difference between the two, the GPR is built to be a lighter weight rifle. The DMR is built to be a little bit heavier. Also, it handles the recoil of that 7.62 by 51 caliber round within, a lot better for being a heavier rifle. So that is one more thing you got to take into consideration. Now, the other case is just going to be what you train for. If you get a DMR and you train for up close quarters, everything, just, a lot of CQB, and you train, you'll be better with the DMR than I probably am with my GPR because you've trained more than me and you're more experienced with it. Now, me personally, I train more with my GPR because I want to get better with that because I know it's my go-to rifle in the situation of close quarters and all that. And I have less thought in my mind that I'm going to have to engage a target at 300 yards, a hostile target, and protect my life at 300 yards. I do train to go hunting with this rifle, and I train a lot in the woods and stuff like that for hunting. So when that being said, if in a firefight, my GPR is what I go to, and more of the aspect of if I had to make a long range shot, I would go with my my DMR. So summing it up, personal opinion. So you guys pick what you really like more. If you have any questions or comments or anything, just let me know down in the comment section. I will work my best to answer them as soon as possible. And just let me know what you guys think. Let me know if there's something that you guys think that I left out. And I'll try and kind of revisit this video in a little bit when I see some comments and everything, and I see some questions, so I can try and answer all those. Well, you guys have a good one. God bless, and you guys take care.